nova geração.
Basically, with this particular record, what I wanted to put across was a certain type of sadness that I felt about things. And there's a word in Portuguese called saudade, which means a kind of inexplicable longing for something gone before. And that's kind of the general theme of this record. It has an emotional theme, it has a stylistic theme, and a general continuity of songs. I thought there was a kind of imbroglio of words behind the other records. A lot of words that obscured the way I actually felt about things. And on this particular record, the themes are quite similar, but the language which is used is much more simple. Before I always felt exhausted in a way, and I had to work so hard at actually making songs, and so little was actually given to me. It seemed like I had to find the idea and think of the words and push each line around. And with this record, there were songs that I wrote. One of the songs, the Weeping song, for example, I took a short walk and wrote that and had the melody and the lyrics before the short walk was ended. Most of the songs were formed before we went into the studio, and it was basically a process of recording them as they were known. With a lot of the other records, a lot of the songs were formed in the studio. A bass line would be put down, and I would kind of construct some lyrics over the top. These songs were very formed, and I'm really pleased with the way they turned out. I mean, we did this video in New York, and we used these six-year-old girls in the video. And the way they behaved and the way they were, and the way they were totally uninhibited, and they were so beautiful, and everything that was filmed about them was so beautiful.
Come sail your ships around me and burn your bridges down. We make a little history, baby, every time you come in.
With each of these songs, I actually wrote the city that they were written in, and there were songs written in Paris, Lisbon, Sao Paulo, a lot of cities around the world, but nothing was written in England. England now is my returning point, kind of the returning point from my adventures. And I come back, and in a way I'm emotionally and physically exhausted after that. You know, there's little to inspire me here. Travelling does become very much of an addiction for me. I haven't been in my home city, my home country for 12 years or so. I've had a kind of growing fascination with Brazil. We went there originally to tour, and I think the whole band kind of fell in love with the place. But it was quite evident that the Brazilian people were, in my opinion, the most charismatic race in the world. You can't look anywhere in Brazil but be kind of enchanted by the people, by what you see around you. At the same time, they're going through a political and economic nightmare there, and but they have a kind of resilience towards that, which is kind of fascinating, and it's an incredibly beautiful and inspiring place to be in. We certainly didn't go over there to kind of plunder what I think is a really unique form of music, and something that's held quite sacred to the Brazilians. We're no David Burns. We're not culture vultures. We We went there because the place truly inspired us. Spent any time, like more than a couple of months in any place, I become very restless, and it does become like that. And this is once a beautiful thing, but it's also kind of a dangerous thing. It's very hard to kind of keep up personal relationships with people. Just this kind of constant need for new stimulus, I think, is probably ultimately a dangerous thing.
When the rain is hammered down, no one saw the carny go. No one saw the carny go. I say it's funny how things go.
Whether Bim is a big fan of ours is something you'd have to ask Bim himself. When I was in New York recently, I met a lot of filmmakers and a lot of people who were wanted me to do things with them, or wanted to talk with me, or wanted to network with me, or whatever they say there. And there was something about the way they talk about themselves and the constant promotion of themselves and this kind of gung-ho thing that they've got, and you know, I mean, it's like they're kind of professionally promoting themselves constantly, and that's so, for me, that's so irritating and so intimidating in a way. And Bim is so unlike that, and I find that so great about Wim Wenders. And there's a kind of something kind of quiet about the way he does things, and he doesn't feel he has to promote himself all the time.
Come on! Come on, kill me! Kill me! Kill me! Kill me! Come in here and fucking try to kill me!
In regard to Ghosts of the Civil Dead and my acting part, I remember that they had a script for the film, and there was this gap in the script, and it had Maynard, which was the character that I played, and that I had to mostly improvise all of that.
Officer! Come here! I'm bleeding! I'm bleeding! Come in here so I can spit in your fucking eye!
Acting is a kind of luxury that I think I can afford to be involved in. I don't even know if I'd be that successful at it, but yeah, I kind of intend to do a bit more of it. You know, I'm a musician and I'm a writer, and I have these occupations to take up most of my time. I'm not a struggling actor, so I can look at film roles and be able to throw them away, and if something particularly interesting comes my way, then I'll do it. And there are a couple this year happening. The writing of my book, And the Ass or the Angel, was laying the whole last 5 years of my life on the line, in a way. Just about everything that just about every idea I had, I managed to manipulate in some way and put into this book.
But when I crawl into your arms, everything, it comes tumbling down. Come sail your ships around me and burn your bridges down.
The writing process is different. You have a year to write 10 songs, and you can afford the luxury of sitting around and waiting for a song to drop out of the air, or an idea to drop out of the air, or a title to drop out of the air. The thing I like most about the Bad Seeds is that they have a deep understanding of the beauty of economy and restraint. Members of the Bad Seeds drifted in and out, and we worked with each other for a while, and they went on to other things and drifted back, and that the whole situation was very fluid with the Bad Seeds. But as far as my involvement with music goes, I